And now, of course, Cheatle has resigned. I want to get reaction from a key member of the House. Congressman Jared Moskowitz is a Democrat from Florida and a key member of the House Oversight Committee. He was at that hearing yesterday with Cheatle, and as you heard, he publicly called for her to resign. Congressman, what's your reaction to Director Cheatle now taking this step and resigning?
I mean, good. I mean, you're talking about a former president almost being assassinated live on television to the world, for the world to see on her watch. Look, when you take these jobs, and I'm a former director of emergency management in the state of Florida, when you take jobs like that, you know that if disaster happens on your watch and you don't do a good job, okay, you're going to be held accountable. When we had a bad response to Katrina, the FEMA administrator resigned. When we had January 6th, the head of Capitol Police resigned. And she is doing the right thing. She has to be held accountable. And so I'm glad it happened. The hearing yesterday was a complete disaster. She was not prepared. She may, Wolf, have had too many Wolf Spritzers before she came to that hearing. But this is the right thing to do. I support the task force that the Republicans are trying to create. I hope to try to get on that task force. We got to do an after-action review to figure out all the things that failed so that we can fix them, to make sure that this never happens again. And so that, I think, you're going to see us work on in Congress on a bipartisan basis.
So I don't know if you've got any thoughts, but what structural changes, Congressman, do you think need to be made at the Secret Service right now based on the blunders that occurred over the past few days?
Well, look, after the shooting in Parkland, in my hometown, and at Marjory Stoneman Douglas, my high school, there was the Marjory Stoneman Douglas Commission that was set up to figure out all of the failures. And look, there were obvious failures that people saw with their own day, right? The SRO didn't go into the building, police waited outside at his direction. But there were lots of things we didn't know that failed in the building, training, all sorts of things. And so I think that's why the task force is necessary. And then we'll know whether we need procedural changes, process changes, structural changes, training changes. We're going to find out probably that there were massive comms failures between when the perpetrator was seen and getting that information, that threat level up to the Secret Service between local law enforcement. We found that different police departments in Parkland couldn't even talk to each other because they had different radio systems. And so we're going to find out all sorts of different inoperable issues once we start digging into the failures of just 10 days ago.
And they have to learn from those failures to make sure it never, ever happens again. And this political season is heating up big time right now. There are going to be a lot of political rallies going on, indoors and outdoors, and they got to learn from the failures that occurred the other day. As you know, President Biden said he would appoint a new director of the Secret Service very soon. Any ideas who should that be?
Well, it's someone who probably knows the agency, has been in the agency for a while, someone that's going to instill confidence in the Secret Service and in their 8,000 employees. No doubt morale is low due to the failures of the rally, the fact that the director has now resigned. So we got to reinstill morale within the Secret Service. And then someone who's going to pledge to obviously get to the bottom of what happened. And so I have total faith in President Biden to find that person. I look forward to hearing who that person's going to be.
We'll see who that person's going to be. Maybe he'll announce it tomorrow. He's coming back to Washington. As we now know, the White House has confirmed that. Congressman Jared Moskowitz of Florida, thank you so much for joining us.